When a growth stock stumbles, it can get annihilated, which is exactly what happened when Skechers, the rapidly growing footwear company, reported a disappointing quarter back in October and saw its stock plunge from $46 down to $31 in a single session. All the growth-loving hedge funds gave up and assumed that this story was finished. But Skechers has a long history of creating a lot of value for shareholders. And even though the stock is still down 40% from the 52-week high, it's still up 166% over the past 2 years. And let's not forget, Skechers has stumbled before and then come back with a vengeance. So when I see this company reporting a strong quarter, like it did last night, it makes me think that many left Skechers way too early. The company delivered a terrific 9-cent earnings beat off a 54-cent basis, higher than expected revenues up 27.4% year over year, stellar 9.8% same-store sales growth at their company-owned stores. This was, indeed, a tremendous quarter. And while the guidance I felt was a little bit cautious, that didn't stop the stock. It roared 6% today. However, what really makes this stock attractive to me is that it's trading at less than 13 times next year's earnings estimates. That makes Skechers one of the cheapest growth stocks in this market. If it traded at 20 times earnings, it would still be pretty inexpensive, which is why I think it's got more room to run. Don't take it from me. Let's check in with David Weinberg, the CFO and COO of Skechers, find out more about the quarter and where the company's headed. Mr. Weinberg, welcome back to Mad Money.
Oh, it's great to be here.
All right, David, in the time I've known you, I think we went from a domestic story where you were going to be international, to a story where I think the driver is clearly international. How big can this company be, given the fact you're just scratching the surface?
Oh, that's it. We're just scratching the surface, and no one knows how big it can be. It could be monstrously big. You know, we said we'd get to $5 billion in the next 5 or 6 years. I think we'll actually do it a lot quicker than that. There's a lot of runway in a lot of places we are around the world. And in some places, we're just absolutely tiny with plenty of room to go.
Now, let's talk about China, because I thought it was remarkable, more than 2 million pairs. China, I know you're changing distribution there, but do you need an actual distribution center for Asia? I know you had to do one for Europe. I think Asia's growing so fast that it's going to be something you have to do.
Yeah, we're going to have to do it probably in the next year or so. We're looking at it now just to see how big we need to make it and exactly where we should locate it to make it the most efficient. But we will, just like every place else. We like to be efficient, and we like to do everything efficiently. But we're growing so quick, and it's such a big country, we have to do a little more work here.
Do you think that it's time, given the fact that you have so many performance shoes, we've got all of them on the table, that this is also going to be an Olympic season for Skechers?
Yeah, I mean, you know, Meb will run. We all love him, and I think he'll do well. He will be the oldest American ever to compete in the Olympics, and it'll show just how good our performance footwear works. And but we'll continue past that. Listen, our golf shoes are working well, and move into other things as well.
We are excited about Gogamat and the technology behind it. I'm showing it, including a remarkable feeling at the bottom of it. Just makes it so comfortable. This is the kind of technological innovation that I know Kevin Plank loves technology over there at Under Armour. I think this thing's radical. How's it selling?
It's selling great. Well, comfort is very much in, and in that walking shoe, it worked very, very well. So it's technology is sound, it's comfortable, and it looks great.
I see you're in Dick's, and Dick's is a place where I regard as being high performance. How's that going?
It's going great. They're very happy. We're very happy. The shoes are showing well. They're growing well. It's moving along. Even our golf shoes are performing quite well, to everybody's surprise.
Now, how about between retro and we don't have to be between, just tell me both. Retro and active work both seems like concepts that you could dominate.
Yeah, retro, well, we have to get our own. We're not that old. You know, we're just a young company here. But retro is working for us. We have our own stuff, and our Delights is certainly working very, very well. And our Sport Active is doing well. You know, we've grown just about in every category and continue to do so.
How come you have good numbers in Russia?
Because the stuff sells. It's all about product. Russia has actually come back very, very nicely. It was obviously difficult with Ukraine. Ukraine actually sells very well now. They're coming back also. The product sells. It's got a great brand identity there. We have a great partner in Russia, Sportmaster, that does a lot of retail. They're coming back. They're all resilient, and the stuff is selling very, very well there.
Now, I always look at your endorsers because I think you guys always have the guys that you seem to pay the guys I love. One of our absolute favorites around here is Howie Long. Now, he's just a guy. Did he tell you that he loves him? Or, I mean, because I know it's a very natural way that people like Skechers.
Yeah, it works both ways. We always have feelers out there. We like people that like our brand, that show it well, because we're all about brand identity, and we think Howie's just a superstar. He's great. He's a great image, a great identity, and it works both ways.
And social media is still incredibly strong for you. It hasn't peaked at all.
No, not at all. We still have Demi, and she just shows very, very well. So we keep moving along. We use every avenue available to us to get our image and our product to the consumers.
I saw you in DSW. Is that the right place?
Well, it's one of the places. Like you said, we're in DSW, we're in Dick's, we're in many, many places all over, and we're in running stores. So the plan has always been to be diversified and be everywhere and have product for everyone, and that's why we just show well in all those places. Well,
to me, look, I've never understood the valuation because to me it should tell it 20 times earnings, but that's up to the market. But once again, amazing quarter. Remember, I didn't ask you about the cash or buyback. I love growth, and that's what you give people. Thank you so much, David Weinberg, CFO and CEO of Skechers. Good to see you, sir.
Good to be here. Thanks, Jim.
Guys, it's a cheap stock. I always tell you that it's a cheap stock. People get frustrated. I never get frustrated with a 166% gain every 2 years. I think that's actually worthwhile. Stay with Cramer. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.